Hey, what's up, guys? Did you just hear that Chris Cornell of Soundgarden died at 52 years of age? It's crazy to me that these rock stars are dying at such a young age. I grew up with these guys. I grew up with these guys in the early 90s. Soundgarden used to be a big ass band. They're not as big as they once were, but I will definitely say they are a really, really, really good band. And it's just sad. The only bands that are around that are from my generation of the early 90s are like Metallica, Megadeth, and those kind of people. It's sad because the people that are dying, they're dying at a young age, because 52 years of age is a very young age to actually die. I think Soundgarden was a band that was pretty good. They were kind of like grungy. That's why I, as a 32-year-old, I focus on my life as I'm going to not drink. I'm not going to smoke like anything. I'm not going to do any kind of drugs. I'm not going to party, because I know later in life that's going to affect you. And I want to definitely make sure myself is a very healthy individual. And that's definitely what I'm trying to do, is go to the gym every day, work out, kind of eat as good as I possibly can. So maybe in 40 years, I will still be around kicking. You never know what's going to happen, but it's a very sad situation when a guy that you listen to and you like some of their music actually has passed away. I didn't read the full article. I just read the headline that it said Chris Cornell died at age 52. That's extremely young. That's only 20 years older than me. So if you think about that, that's a very young individual that died. I think it's very young unless you're like in your 70s. Then it's kind of okay, you're getting up in age. But I think 50-year-olds dying, that's kind of a young age to actually die at. But that is my take on the whole story, man. I really think it's a sad situation that he ended up dying. And what more can you say, man? It's just a sad situation that a guy that was famous, maybe he did a lot of partying, maybe he did a lot of drugs in his prime when he was like in his 20s, when he was first becoming a rock star, and maybe that had an effect of him dying. And like I said, I didn't read the full article, so I don't know if it was like he died in a hotel room or whatever, but it said it was in Detroit, if I'm not mistaken. But it's just sad, man, because now a lot of the new generation will never know great music. I was talking to somebody, and I think they were like 17 or 18 or something like that, and we were talking music, and they said, "What do you listen to?" And I was like, Eminem, because they were talking about hip-hop, and I said Eminem, and they were like, "Oh, you listen to old school stuff." I'm like, Eminem's not old school, dog. Eminem's still relevant. And they're like, "Ha, Eminem is old." And I was like, well, I still listen to Slipknot and stuff like that. And they're like, yeah, you listen to old school music. I'm like, what? These new kids are assuming all the music that we listen to nowadays, I guess that I listen to from like the last 20 years, from like the early 2000s, is considered old school. And I'm like, really? You think like Disturbed and other bands like that are old school? And he was like, yeah, don't you? I'm like, no, I don't think that's old. When I think of old music, I think of like maybe like a band from the 80s or the 70s, maybe the 90s, because you could say that's getting up there. That's almost 30 years. But it's crazy that these kids are now assuming that music from the 90s and early 2000s are old. It's like old school.